good afternoon, and welcome back to series number 4 in our time management discussion. As you have probably heard and seen already, we've had 3 other pieces of time management that we have been presenting to you, and today I'm going to present item number 4, which is how do you deal with your day of interruptions? What happens during the day that makes you think and wonder what's going on? How do you go about each and every day deciding what can be interrupted, what can't, and how do you get along with what you need to get along with in order to be very, very productive? Over on our slide presentation today, what we're going to look at is some different items. One of them is going to be how can you make and keep intruders from your workspace. And we laugh and we joke, intruders. How are you one of those that as you see somebody coming down the hall towards your desk, you want to hide underneath it because you don't want them to be the one to come and ask you a question because you know it's going to take an hour? Somebody calls you into a meeting and they say, hey, I just need 10 seconds of your time. Does 10 seconds of your time actually end up being 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes? And then you have to turn around and you have to refocus again. So how do you deal with the intruders? How do you keep from those things happening? Is there a way to do that? Well, actually there is. There's some very simple ways. One would be to put a note on your door during what we would call quiet time. Could you do that? Can you do that? Take 11 p.m. to 1, middle of the morning. Typically that's when a lot of people have already wound up the day and they want to get some more things going on. Maybe not right out, take plenty of calls in the morning right away, but don't do it until mid to late morning and over lunch so you can get some things done and accomplished. As we look at our next slide, the next thing that we're going to talk about and we're going to see is that you need to make sure that your interruptions are short. Too many times we get interruptions and they last and they last and they last. You think that they're done and they're not, and they just keep going and going and going. Keep an interruption short. Make it to the point. Tell them, I've got 30 seconds. Give me it. I will look into it. I will get back to you. The quicker you can do that, the better off you're going to be overall. The more you're going to be apt to get it done, but also not waste any time going forward, which always is very, very vital and very crucial with everything that's going on within the day. Because before you know it, your day is going to be done, and you're going to be wondering what you accomplished or what you didn't. Most of the time, when we ask that question, we haven't accomplished very much. So, managing interruptions from coworkers and from managers. Now, managers can be a little touchy subject. You may have to walk on some eggshells a little bit with that, but please understand, those interruptions can be time-sucking, just time bombs. They can take you like you wouldn't believe, and before you know it, you are in a whole nother world. Things are not getting done. You have nowhere to begin. You don't know upside from downside, and everything is just totally in disarray. These are the times where you need to be able to manage. You need to tell them, hey, let me have what you need. Let me work on it. I will get back to you. That is one of the classics. I use that all of the time. If you let them just tell you and tell you, they're going to repeat what they need done about 3 or 4 times. I need it short. I need it to the point. Let me work on it. If I have questions, I'll call you or I will send you a message, whatever needs to happen, but I will be back to you. And give them a definitive time when you're going to be back to them. If you're not going to be done with it till tomorrow, don't tell them you're going to be done today. That only adds to the whole anxiety of everything. The next piece of that is clients. Clients can be intrusive. They can sap the energy out of you. They can take your time. And you have to be very, very understanding of that. Clients, of course, are what pay the bills. But at the same time, they not only pay the bills, they at times think that they have all the rights in the world to take as much time as need be. You need to be very, very proactive with that. You need to make sure that you have dedicated time. Again, the sign on the door that says that you're in a meeting, even if it's with a meeting by yourself, it's okay. Sometimes you need that to get work done, and we have to make sure that that's what we're doing. In doing all of this and in talking about this, what we also learn and what we also have to think about is procrastination. This is the other piece that we're going to cover today, and time management and intrusions and all of that can lead to procrastination. I don't know how many times you've ever had somebody come to you with a problem, an issue. You say, okay, I'll look into it. They hand it to you. They walk away. When they walk away, you just sit there and you stare at the screen. And you have no idea what to do, where to go about, what to do. You fiddle, you open a drawer, you close a drawer, you grab a pen, you sharpen a pencil. You're just wasting time. Procrastination is something that will absolutely destroy a day. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you recognize procrastination before it slows you down. If you can recognize that you're starting to head down that path, you can quickly divert, head a different direction, and make some changes. When you make those changes, that procrastination doesn't tend to fall into the wrong hands, and you are stuck with more than what you need to be. You also need to understand when putting somebody off is good. There are times when it is okay to put people off. And I know some people might argue that fact and think, well, you would never want to put anybody off. But there are times. There are those time suckers, as we like to call them, in the office, that will absolutely take all of the time that you have and they will run with it and they will take advantage of it, and you will be left with nothing. Sometimes you need to let them know, I will work on this, I will get back to you tomorrow. Put them off. It's okay. Things like that need to happen in order for you to continue to be successful. Some different things that I have to show you today on the slide presentation is urgency. How important is the matter at hand? You need to be able to rate where you're at in the urgency level. Super urgent, you need to do it now, it needs to be done. You can also go, it's important, but it's not urgent. You decide, you set a time frame when to do it. So I'm going to do that at 1 o'clock this afternoon potentially. Either way, you also have urgent, but it's not important. Delegate it. There's got to be somebody else you can delegate to, especially in a management role. I am fortunate enough to have one of those, so therefore I can delegate things as need be. Important things I take care of them right now and get them off of my plate. Others I delegate out. If they're not important and they're not urgent, they just may need to be dumped. They just may be a piece of information. Take it, process it, and do away with it. The quicker you can do all of that, the more successful you're going to be with a day. I understand this has been short and quick, but this is some very key items in how to manage your time. We don't want to procrastinate, and of course we want to make sure that our interruptions are very, very significant, very short, and very sweet. Thanks for your time.